as a proactive club, it's something that when the approach was first made on Tony's behalf to see whether we'd be interested in having a chaplain, that we were very eager and very keen to take it on board. Players may be having personal issues with wives or girlfriends or families that, you know, they feel more relaxed speaking to somebody like Tony about that than they would with the teammates or, you know, even me or the coach or whatever, because of this, you know, perceived risk of having the mickey taken or things like that. And obviously Tony, you know, whilst connected with the club, is obviously there at arm's length to deal with matters that I'm sure he has done that I don't know about and wouldn't want to know about.
My story goes back to when my uncle passed away. He was the chaplain that did the service at the funeral, and you know, he did a really good service, and you know, we managed to speak a lot about Mick and how he passed away, and he was a rugby player as well. So we spoke a little bit later on how the connection came along, was that, you know, I wanted to try and get the lads to develop somebody to have that bounce off with the 23s, and Tony offered his services, and we spoke at length, and obviously then I put him in touch with Chris, and here we are today.
So the very first time we had the lads sat in the seats, just in the little stand here, and Tony brought them off the pitch, and my introduction was, I'm here for when crap happens, and Hans went up and said, crap's happened today, and when we investigated that, the lads were saying Gary Purdham, the guy up in Cumbria who was shot just outside Workington, he was one of their mates. And then you get the question, why is there so much evil in the world? And it was just one of those situations where you say, well, you know, it is a fallen world. And then you can talk about Jesus who came to correct that through Jesus' death and resurrection, that there is an hope, and it's not always going to be like this. And that's very much this community which I'm working with. And just on the coach with the lads and having the banter and so on, you know, what the bloody hell's all this about, this rugby league, and, you know, what's this Jesus thing about, and different religions and so on. And you'll get that, but sat on the coach, you can share that in a very natural way, and it's just a joy to do, and a great opportunity for opening things up to the gospel. So, I mean, just in the last day or so, we've had this poor lad die over at Swinton, and in a car accident, which is just drastic. And because the Rugby League is a fraternity, it's very much a brotherhood of the Rugby League players. Some of these lads here will be smarting today, they'll be feeling it, because they've played with him, played against him, people here will have coached him, so it's really, they'll really be feeling that. So there's things like that. And then everyday things, you know, marriage breakups, just lots of issues like that. We've had one or two players which have been well publicised who was on recreational drugs and so on, so he got suspended, and trying to help him through a really difficult time, because if they lose the playing thing, they're losing some of their income. They're obviously frowned upon by a lot of friends and neighbours and so on. So it has an impact all around. It's not just them, but their families and everything else, because all the families are very much related to rugby league. But it's just a joy to be involved, and in one way now I'm an old ex-rugby player. To still have some involvement with a semi-professional setup like this is just a real privilege, and a great opportunity to share Jesus with people, share the gospel of Jesus Christ into everyday lives, which is great.